I had no idea the British press was so bigoted.
This One's Wife. The Relatable Princess. Hello, I'm H.G. Tudor, once again explaining the behaviours of this one's wife through the prism of her narcissism, enabling you to understand why she behaves as she does and unravelling the mysteries of her behaviour by explaining how it is all linked to her narcissism. Narcissists are chameleons. Narcissists are shapeshifters. This is part of the innate nature of the narcissist to enable the narcissist to become different things to different people in the pursuit of the prime aims. This flexibility, this fleetness of foot, is part of the way that the narcissist is designed, so that the narcissist is better able to ensnare people and bring them under control, thus draw fuel from them, obtain the character traits from them and residual benefits. By being the corporate raider at work, the loving family man at home, the cheeky chappy good pal, and the sexual Lothario come the night time, the narcissist is able to adopt a variety of different roles which maximize the opportunity to pursue the prime aims. This one's wife is no different. We have seen her various manifestations as she sought to be various things to various people, all, of course, in pursuit of the prime aims. We have witnessed her attempts to be the politician, to be the philanthropist, to be the content creator, to be the author, to be the feminist, to be the dutiful wife, to be the exciting and empowering thought leader. She's now moved on to the aspect of seeking to be the relatable princess. This is the latest shift in one of her new manifestations, a new strategy of PR, the 432nd that we've witnessed. Why has she gone for relatable princess, and how is she going about it? Well, as Tom Quinn wrote in The Times, this one's wife had a typically American view of the royal family before she joined it. For her, life was all about castles, glittering balls, and limitless wealth and ease. In effect, she saw the royal family as being a fairy tale princess. It is trite to state that many young girls want to be the princess. It's provided to them in fairy tales and stories, and they play at it. Indeed, you'll recall the rather insightful video footage that showed this one's wife seeing herself as a member of royalty and bossing people around as she commandeered another girl's birthday party. Many little girls want to be princesses. This one's wife took it further as she dealt with it in a more dictatorial way, wanting people to bend to her will, to worship her, and to do everything that she said. But this one's wife's deluded mind and magical thinking caused her to think that joining the royal family would mean that she could wear pretty clothes and people would bow to her and kiss her hand, and that there would be exciting balls with dashing princes, that she would have lots of money, that she would be able to say, "Let them eat cake." On top of this, she believes, notwithstanding the fact that she's special, and this demonstrates the paradox and hypocrisy that comes with the narcissist, that she's relatable, that she can, at the same point, be both elevated and set apart from you, but understand you and be relatable to you. In a way, it's a kind of Schrodinger's princess. The fact is that this one's wife wants to maintain that mystique of being a princess, the magical element of it, but make her relatable to people. And in so doing, this, in her mind, subconsciously, enables her to assert control over an audience and to draw fuel from them, to get them to buy into the whole concept of this one's wife as the relatable princess, to part with their hard-earned money to purchase the goods, to give her the views so that she might then monetize that in a way to become sponsored. Who is she looking to do this? Well, the most obvious is the younger end of the market, teenagers and children and young adults. The reasons for that are those are the ones that are more likely to buy into the whole concept of the magical princess, the fairy tale existence. They're also more likely to buy into the idea of being relatable. And furthermore, there is an element that many of them may not necessarily have been exposed to the way that she has been behaved, nor seen as much of the information that is out there about her behaviour, to form a view of either I don't want to know about her or I positively dislike her. In effect, she's going after virgin territory because it's seen as untainted by the awful media that has poisoned so many people against her. Whilst naturally this one's wife will take supporters from any kind of demographic, those that are older tend to be more likely to support the royal family and be against her. It's also the case that those individuals, having lived something of life, are able to put her behaviour in context and make an evaluated judgment about the way that she behaves. It's also the case that those individuals, being somewhat longer in the tooth, are more likely to be cynical about people's behaviours, lacking the joyful and youthful naivety, the idealistic approach that many younger people have to life, until life knocks it out of them and they realise actually those idealistic views aren't really suited to a practical existence on the world. Accordingly, her narcissism, and quite possibly subject to PR advice, has caused her now to settle upon new targets. New targets in the young, new targets in the teens, new targets amongst children even. Possibly try to harness pester power on their behalf so that they cause mummy and daddy to support this one's wife also. This is in part what has been behind the Instagram video whereby we've seen this shift in tact, where this one's wife utilised the purported involvement of Billie Eilish and her merchandise in order to make it look like she was helping a 15-year-old girl, and with the anticipation that people of that age would think, hey, she's really cool, what a lovely woman. This teenager had lost her Billie Eilish t-shirt. How unfortunate, but she stepped in, she stepped up and got her a load of merch. Hurrah for her. I like her, I'm going to follow her. Gosh, she's a princess, isn't that wonderful? But she's also relatable. She has that common touch. Fantastic. That's what this one's wife is aiming for. As with everything, she will fail because she can't stick at anything for long. She has no emotional empathy. She actually lacks that personable touch by virtue of her narcissism not being evolved enough to create sufficient cognitive empathy to pass it off as being genuine. Nevertheless, this is the direction that she is now taking. That she wants to be seen as the relatable princess, and to do that, her sights now trained on the younger end of the market. We'll see how this pans out, but expect further attempts to harness them. There's also the fact, of course, that this one's wife still thinks of herself as young. There is, of course, the clear argument that she is in effect stuck as a little girl because of the arrested development of her personality, and that narcissism essentially took over and said, we've got it from here, thank you very much. But the way that she behaves, the way that she conducts herself, the way that she talks, she really does still think that she's far younger than she actually is. This again means that older people can see that this is just an act and it's transparent and it looks ridiculous that a woman in her 40s should behave this way. But younger people lacking life experience, not all, there'll be some that will see through it naturally, but they are more likely to be taken in by this ruse as a consequence of the absence of life experience and the fact that this is the narcissist engaging in mirroring, and that is often rather successful. Thus, this one's wife thinks she's young, and her narcissism and potentially external advice has caused her to now generate the persona of relatable princess to ensnare the younger end of the market. What do you think, valuable viewers? Do you agree with me that this is the latest shift in her approach? Do you think that we've seen the beginning of this strategy with what happened with Billie Eilish? Do you think that this is something that she's going to push hard? Let me know your thoughts in the comments section. I'm HG Tudor. Thank you for listening.